in that topic only?
Yes, sir.
Next is,
Yes, sir.
yes. What is the doubt?
Sir, no doubt. You
Continue,
continue with
sir.
the topic.
Okay. So variation of resistance of metallic conductor. With temperature, and we will see what is meaning of temperature coefficient. Temperature coefficient of resistance we call. So yesterday we have seen when temperature rises, the resistance of metallic conductor increases. So this increase in resistance, that is delta R, is directly proportional to original resistance. Whatever the initial resistance may be, from which temperature you are going to start. If you are going to start from 0 degree, then whatever the value is at 0 degree. If you are going to start from 20 degree, then what is the value of resistance at 20 degree? Okay, so suppose let's say this is R1 or Ri or whatever symbol you R0, sometime we write that is 0 degree Celsius. And this delta R is also directly proportional to rise in temperature. Delta T or delta theta, whatever you will say. This rise in temperature, if the temperature is given in Kelvin or temperature is given in Celsius, the rise in temperature will be same in Celsius or in Kelvin. The difference of the temperature, that is rise or fall in temperature, is same. So when we combine these two, this is coming, this delta R is directly proportional to R1 delta T. It is same as linear expansion or superficial expansion or cubical expansion, what you have done in lower classes. Similar formula again. So this delta R, when we remove this constant, we are giving constant like alpha R1 delta T. You say it is alpha 1. That is, whatever temperature of this initial resistance will be, temperature coefficient will be at the same temperature, because this alpha will also vary with temperature. Slight variation will be in alpha also. So if we say, so this alpha or alpha 1, we say delta R over R1 delta T is known as temperature coefficient. Of resistance. What will the unit? Delta R, ohm, this R, ohm only. change in temperature per degree Celsius or per Kelvin. So SI unit of alpha is per degree Celsius or per Kelvin. Degree Celsius -1 or Kelvin -1. So from 1 only we are getting delta R means R2 minus R1 we say. So this R1 we are taking this side. So this R2 will be R1 we can take common 1 plus alpha 1 delta T. Delta T means T2 minus T1 we can say. Or it can be capital T means absolute scale also, no problem. Because difference in Celsius or difference in Kelvin will be same. So this is if reference is 0 degrees Celsius. Suppose it is given, we are interested to find R100 and R20 you are given. And this R20 we are writing here. Then what should be? The value of alpha should be given at 20 degree. And here will become 100 minus 20. If you are given T degrees Celsius, reference is 0 degree, then what will be 1 plus alpha T minus 0, that is T only. This alpha should be at 0 degree only. So if value of alpha is given at lower temperature, whatever lower temperature may be, you can use this relation. But if alpha is given at 0 degree and R1, R2 at different temperature is given, resistance is given at 50 degree and you are asked at 200 degrees Celsius, but alpha you are given at 0 degrees Celsius. Then what will you do? So if alpha is given at 0 degree and R1, R2 at different temperature, sometime R1 will be given at 50 degrees Celsius and you will be asked what is the resistance at 100 degrees Celsius. At temperature coefficient you are given at 0 degree. Then how will you solve? If R1, R2 and R0 T1 degree Celsius, T2 degree Celsius and 0 degree Celsius respectively. And alpha 0 is known. Then what will you do? Then we will say this R1 will be R0 1 plus alpha 0 T1. R2 will be R0 1 plus alpha 0 T2. Both we have taken with. So if R1 is given, R2 you are asked, R0 is not given, then we will divide these two. So there are some material for which alpha is negative also. That is, some are having positive temperature constant. All metals have got positive temperature constant. But some materials has got negative temperature constant also. Like semiconductor, what will be? With increase in temperature, its resistance decreases. So if you are going to apply the same formula, then value of alpha will come negative. Semiconductor or means insulator also, like carbon, maybe carbon also has got carbon when it is in graphite form. It is good conductor of electricity. Electricity can pass through graphite, but it has got negative temperature coefficient. So there are some material which have got positive temperature coefficient, whereas some are having negative temperature coefficient. So if we plot a graph R versus T, temperature, T is here temperature, this is resistance. So as in the case of metal, what is the case? This delta R is directly proportional to delta T. For metal, so its graph will be what? The graph is like this. So this is at 0 degrees Celsius, maybe in degrees Celsius we are taking. This is R. So this value will be R0. And the slope of this graph what will be? What will be that? You have seen there what was the value of alpha? Alpha was delta R over R0 T or delta T, or simply T if it is here, T minus 0, because you have started from 0 degree. So this is R0, delta R by delta T. How much? Delta R by delta T, alpha R naught, alpha 0, R0 T. Or simply alpha R, you can say, whatever the temperature coefficient or whatever the resistance is there. So slope will give that much. So here the resistance will keep on increasing with rising temperature, directly proportional. That is in case of metal. For graphite or for carbon, it is negative temperature coefficient. Carbon means graphite form. Has got negative temperature coefficient. So graph may come like this. This is for metal and general one. But there are some special cases also, like manganese, German silver, Constantan. They have got, what is the effect of temperature on them?
No effect, sir. No effect.
Effect. So what type of graph will come?
Constant. Straight line parallel to the x-axis.
Straight line parallel
To the
temperature.
x-axis.
So for this type of material, for alloys like Constantine, manganese, German silver, the graph will come will straight line. So no variation, no effect of temperature. For semiconductor, the slope is negative, but it will not be a straight line graph. Semiconductor is this germanium, silicon, indium. So graph will come as curve. Resistance will keep on decreasing, but it will not be a straight line. It will not decrease linearly. No, at 0 degree, oh no, at 0 degree it will be perfect insulator. And we will see when we will discuss this semiconductor. So we should not touch this graph like this. At 0 degree it is resistance is infinity. Resistance of pure semiconductor that we'll discuss up. Some other chapter is there. That also we call intrinsic. So at 0 degree Celsius, sorry, 0 Kelvin, not 0 degree Celsius. At 0 Kelvin, if you are taking 0 degree Celsius, then it will touch. Maybe in Kelvin we can say. If we are taking temperature in Kelvin, चारों तरफ सब में पानी पड़ रहा। So if we are taking a Kelvin scale, then we will not touch this graph. So at 0 degree Celsius, it will be a good conductor, but at 0 Kelvin, it is perfect insulator. So this is temperature coefficient and variation of resistance with temperature. Ohmic and non-ohmic conductor. So what is ohmic conductor? The conductor that follows
Ohm's law.
Ohm's law. And the conductor which does not follow Ohm's law, that is non-ohmic conductor. And sometimes we ask what is the limitations of Ohm's law. So you know this Ohm's law says this V is IR, or this V over I is R, which is constant. Or we say this is J over J sigma E, that is also Ohm's law. So this says J by E is sigma, which is constant. So generally we plot V versus I graph or I versus V graph. So in case of Ohm's law, if Ohm's law is valid, what will be? The V versus I graph will be straight line. So V versus I graph must be a straight line passing through the origin. I versus V graph will also be straight line. This will be also a straight line. This slope of this graph will give R, and the slope of this graph will give C, which is 1 by R. Sorry. So in the lab also we are doing this experiment, Ohm's law verification. In class 10 we have done. Here also we have to do again if you have. So we are knowing. So what is happening here? If this current is within certain limit, that is the case is, what will happen? If you keep on increasing the current passing through metallic conductor, then whatever the metallic conductor may be, it has got some resistance. So some heat will be generated. And heat generated means there will be rise in resistance. So R will not be constant. So with increase in current, R also increases. Result? So there will be, this graph will not be a straight line. So graph will bend. Up to certain limit, this graph will be a straight line. But when you increase the current beyond certain limit, then this graph will come a curve. Maybe it may be like this. So practically the graph will come like this. When current is more, it will bend. It will not come to the same straight line. Theoretically this is the case, but practically it may come like this. So there is a certain limit up to here. We can say this is the maximum current for which Ohm's law is valid. That's why in the lab also you were told to pass small current. The current should not exceed 0.6 or maximum 0.8 ampere. If current will exceed that, naturally heat will be produced, the wire will become hot, though by touching you will feel that wire is cold only. But then also there is some change in temperature, maybe 4 degree, 5 degree change is there, then also there will be loss in energy. So naturally R will not be constant. So that is the limitation of Ohm's law. In case of ohmic conductor, what will be this V versus I graph or I versus V graph will be straight line up to that limit only. But in case of non-ohmic conductor, what will be? The graph will not be a straight line. When we will discuss the semiconductor, we will see the graph is different. Or practical also we have to do with the semiconductor. We will plot the V versus I graph. So that is coming different. So in case of non-ohmic conductor, if you are giving the graph like this, suppose this way, or whatever the way may be, if this way, like thermistor. So, so whatever the may be graph, if it is not a straight line, then that graph is of non-ohmic conductor. So for non-ohmic conductor, the graph V versus I graph or I versus V graph will not be a straight line. In case of ohmic conductor also, Ohm's law is valid only for small current. We should not pass large current, otherwise heat will be produced and resistance will vary. Naturally, V by I will not be constant. Okay, so this is about this now. Last topic is left, that is color coding of resistance. How much time left? Time is there? Color coding of carbon resistance. So in different electronic circuit, we require very high resistance, maybe of the order of mega ohm, kilo ohm, giga ohm, of that order. So if that resistance is made up of wire, maybe nichrome wire or constant and wire if you are using, what will be? If we are using suppose 10 kilometer long wire of constant and then also even kilo ohm resistance will not be reached. So we are not using, when resistance is very high, we are not using the coil or making resistance. In place of that, carbon is used. And you know, carbon is Means in case if it is in other form, it is insulator. Only in graphite, it is good conductor. We can say not very good conductor, but it is conductor, and it offers very high resistance. So that's why this carbon is used for making resistance of very high value. Now, the size of this carbon is very small. It is very, means its resistance is very high, resistivity is very high. So very small part of the carbon, a small chip of or a small plate of the carbon will offer very high resistance. So it is very difficult to write anything on that carbon. So what is actually done? Suppose this is the carbon chip. The wire is soldered. Metallic wire is soldered here. And then it is covered, just to protect so that it may not break. It is covered with plastic case. So this is not inside. Now on this plastic case, in place of writing the value of resistance, the colored rings are made. So what will be the color of ring, or by knowing the color of ring, we can know what is the value of this resistance, that we call color coding. So it has got 3 rings. And in some cases you will find 4th ring also. So we have to see the order of this color or order of the ring from left side. So we have to hold, suppose this is the ring, this is the red one. So we have to hold in such a way that it is very close to your left hand, this side. We should not write this one, this way is wrong. If rings are here made, that means we have to hold it like this. So this is, suppose first red ring is here, second ring is here, third ring is here. So these rings should be closer to left hand. And the 4th ring is closer to right hand or right side. So this is our first ring, this is second ring, this is third ring, this is 4th ring. Sometimes this 4th ring is not available. So if 4th ring is not there, then we have to see only the body color. That is that color of that plastic. The plastic has also got some color. In this material, which is covered one, that we call body color. So we have to first know the color code. What is the value of this each color? That we have to know first. So to know this, we will just learn that it is B.V. Roy of Great Britain. As very good wine. So these are the symbols of color. So this is B.V. Roy of nothing, Great Britain as very good wine. So this B represents black. This is brown. This is red. This is orange. It is given in your book also, no problem. Yellow. This is gray. Black, brown, then this is blue. This is violet. No, here will be, I think, green. This is green. This is gray. And this is white. So it has got value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this code we have to know. Now how will you find the value of this?
So within 3 minutes, another class will start, sir.
Huh?
Within 3 minutes,
next-
another class will start.
Okay, then I have also got the next class. Okay, so we leave up to here.
Yes, sir.
I have also got one class more.